with them.
Yeah, he said, I couldn't make it out to Valencia, so I had to get out here. I had to get to this land. We told him about Atlanta, so hopefully him and those other French players and all the EU players, every single one of you out there can make it out. Every single one, from the worst player to the best player and everyone in between. We want to see you. We talked about the character picks earlier. It is going to be exactly what we thought. Crockie coming in with the Mirage pick, VipR coming in with the Lucian pick, Miami Dome, Shipwreck Falls, and Mammoth were still left, and VipR is going to Miami Dome. This is one of the maps he was warming up with Axo, specifically on this map. And Steve was saying, do y'all really like Miami Dome? And him and Axo were like, yeah, we dig this map. Because a lot of players, we don't see this that much in tournaments. Some players, actually every player in the world likes it for the music, because the soundtrack is impeccable.
Yeah,
but
the background,
it is a little bit different. Something that's very interesting. We saw players going under small Brawlhaven earlier. They're not going to be able to do that on Miami Dome. There is sort of a pillar. There's some scaffolding holding up this beautiful ramen billboard out here, so they're not going to be able to go all the way under the stage. You might catch a glimpse of it, but if VipR is able to send Crockie all the way over to the left, that escape option definitely won't be available for Crockie whatsoever. He's going to have to be very careful everywhere he goes, because VipR might be finding the kill here. Not going to quite have enough strength, but those kill boxes are extremely close. Not quite as close as small Brawlhaven.
He's definitely chasing for that kill. He went for that jump scare. Going to try to control this corner on the left side, but Crockie does get on top of him. Now we're going to try to see Crockie's side play, but VipR is going to finish off the stock quick with that down signature. Likely going to be sticking with the blasters. VipR a little bit more known for his blasters play, but Crockie is very much on the back foot here, as he needs to build up a lot of damage onto the 6th defense of VipR's Lucian.
There's a D-light, side light into the neutral light. The side light there misses, but he was able to find a nice 4-hit string. Crockie going back all the way to the middle of the platform, waiting for VipR to come to him, get back on the main stage, and he's been probing really long distances with that side signature. He did that in a lot of his games yesterday, and that's how he actually found quite a few of his kills. But when he gets up close, he likes to utilize that down signature. He does it on Scythe as well whenever he has that in his hands, but VipR is adding up more and more damage, punishing that side signature as it goes right over the top of VipR.
Crockie trying to find that kill option. It is going to be the signature, the side signature coming out from Crockie to finish off the stock of VipR. Keep the stocks as even as possible, but VipR, he built up so much damage with the blasters, goes for the downlight ground pound, knew that he didn't have Crockie in the kill percent, so he went for more damage, just trying to get that bounce pass to himself.
Ooh. Almost spiking with that nair over the edge. Crockie goes back onto the main platform. A little bit of unarmed damage coming out from VipR. Tries to get the slide charge side signature. Maybe he was just going for the pivot side signature, and it ended up moving down just a little bit. Finds the down sig in the exact same spot, sending Crockie to his death. Full stock lead going the way of VipR right now.
VipR looking really strong, and what kind of is difficult for Crockie is that he cannot contest VipR offstage. Scythe has a really strong offstage game, but VipR as a player has a really strong offstage game. If you try to contest from above, VipR is going to be utilizing those blasters nairs to completely stop any sort of pressure that you've got.
VipR still maintaining this high DPS, this huge damage output. He has since lapped Crockie in terms of damage output so far. Crockie getting closer and closer to kill percent. Will we see that hat trick of the down signature in the exact same spot? He goes for a down signature again in a slightly different spot, sending a different direction, but the message is still almost the same. He's looking for the kills here. You're seeing the moves. Goes for the D-light into the recovery. Doesn't pick up the recovery. Gets a nice falling dare. Gets the weapon toss. Still keeping Crockie on the back foot.
Crockie has D6 of his own, though.
Absolutely. VipR's looking for the kill on the edge. Gets a nice pickup into the immediate side air coming from the Qatars here to pick up that kill. Very dominant game going the way of VipR.
Convincing finish for game 1 from VipR. This is the spot where I think Crockie might swap. It's game 1. He's still got 2 more games to go. He's moving around, trying to decide what he's going to do. If he swaps, this is the opportunity. Other than that, I think there's no way he's going to swap. I don't think he'll swap after game 2.
Yeah, this is where he's in an interesting spot, because if you swap now, you might be worried that you were still leaving something on the table that you might have found the solution with the Mirage pick. But also, if he swaps now, he can get his Ada or his other character up to speed that much more quickly before it's like do or die time, final game time. I have to do this right now. now or I am done. But he is going to still stick with this Mirage. I really think he is just completely dedicated to that character right now. It's back to that mindset that he said earlier of, I know what's best for me. This is best for me. This character, this weapon set, this signature kit, these stats, this is exactly what I want, and anything else is not going to meet that criteria.
He's going in with that 6.655 stat line like we were talking about with the boat bar pick, where it's kind of a more middle of the road, doesn't end up giving up too much or sacrificing too much in order to gain too much, whereas we see the Lucian pick, it's putting into that strength, trying to get a more middle of the road kill opportunity, but he will have a lot of movement speed, which is one of the stats that players have been favoring a little bit more lately, having that movement speed to be able to move around the map, move around your opponent, and reposition for those kill options. You see that both of them on their kind of favored weapons. VipR has the blasters, Crockie with the spear in hand. Going to start off with the side stick. Crockie looking a little bit stronger here.
Anything off stage, he wasn't playing too unsafe or anything like that. He knew that it would take quite a bit for VipR to find any huge plays that would put him at any gigantic deficit. So respect to Crockie for still going in on that and going even now. A complete huge adaptation coming out from Crockie here. He's not nearly as far behind, and he's actually ahead at this point.
Crockie is looking very good right now in game 2. He's got the spear plays, goes for the follow-up, was waiting for the dodge read on off the sidelight, but VipR able to avoid that follow-up. Now we're going to see Crockie on the side. VipR looking for the juggles, looking for a little bit of damage. The recovery wouldn't have killed, despite the fact that it was very high in the sky.
Neutral light into the side light, into the ground pound. The weapon toss gets the dodge into the GCD light, into the ground pound. Crockie knew that he had the dodge there coming out from VipR. That's going to put it onto that extremely long in-air dodge cooldown, so he had to get back to the wall to reset his jumps. Crockie was able to play that edge guard so well, and that's probably why he wanted to go into the edge guard situation earlier against VipR, definitely when they were unarmed, both of them.
Yeah, so Crockie's weaponry, it's kind of like spears for the neutral game, spears for on-stage, sight is what he's going to use for the off-stage. On the other side, VipR's playing it differently. His weapons, his blasters and guitars. One is for long range, one's for kind of keeping the opponent at a good distance, whereas the guitars are more for being on top of him, keeping a lot of pressure going in a quick succession.
Even though Crockie is without a weapon, he's still playing this very carefully. Even when a weapon spawn happens, he doesn't immediately go for it. You saw him feint like he was going to go for it, but he did back up, allowing the attack to come out from VipR that would whiff. So Crockie was able to come back, get this spear. Both players on their final stock here. A longer game, you're seeing Crockie just run as fast as he can, all the way to the left. This could be a big moment. The dodge straight up from VipR. Nice desig. Could see a huge turnaround here. A lot of the options from Crockie were taken away. He utilized them to try to get back. He was caught in the middle. Ooh, almost picking up that recovery there.
VipR winning out, does hit that down air on top of Crockie's recovery. Crockie now back to the spear, doesn't want to play the offstage with the spear, not quite as comfortable with it, so he's looking for the on-stage, but VipR underneath with a downlight recovery. VipR is building a lot of damage onto Crockie, could look for that kill option soon.
There's the recovery coming out from Crockie. The weapon toss is going to go right through VipR. He's able to utilize that dodge. Nice neutral signature, just barely sending him off stage. He's looking for the ground pound, gets the recovery. I don't know if VipR was able, he was able to touch. He got back, utilizing that dare to kind of ride that wall down. Oh! Touch side sig, just having enough. VipR going up 2-0 so far, but in a much, much, much closer game.
That was very close. Just that last back step from VipR to avoid the side heavy from Crockie was enough to finish off the to get the side sig and finish off the stock. That easily could have gone either way. Had VipR misinputted on that back step, he could have eaten that side heavy and potentially died there.
Now, something that is worthy of note for both of these players, both of them have been plagued with controller issues so far. VipR's keyboard has something like stuck in the USB port, so in order to plug it in and get it to work, he has it like propped up on his wallet.
I saw him blowing on it at one point as well.
He has something stuck inside, so it's like propped up on his wallet right now, so it's forcing that cable up in there. And then Crockie also, on the other hand, I think had a faulty wire connecting his controller, so I think he had to borrow one from Cell, another player that he came to this event with. So he definitely owes a lot to Cell for giving him that cable so that he isn't plagued with these controller disconnects. But VipR coming in, oh, nice double side air. He has a lot of damage on Crockie right now. Nice turnaround, very careful punish. Crockie could be turning it around here. Oh, just barely right below VipR. Decent coming out for VipR though. It doesn't have a ton of strength on it. Definitely on this Lucian pick. They were on the far side of the stage. It's going to send up and right, not killing. Crockie still definitely in this. He's maintaining his cool probably better than we've ever seen him do it in the past. Definitely when he's staring at this 0-2, possible 0-3 situation, knocking him out of the tournament. The recovery just barely going to kill off the top. And VipR is in a pretty good position. He's not even in kill percent yet.
Yeah, VipR has a solid spot over Crockie right now. He's got the weapons of choice. He's got those blasters, can easily build up a lot more damage. Meanwhile, Crockie has to start building up some more damage for that kill option. Might throw out the side sig. Yeah, VipR was ready for it, but he throws out the neutral light to try to punish him. Just a little bit off the mark. That neutral light, the blaster shots tend to be a little bit off the character, so it's a little bit harder to hit stacked options.
Now you're seeing him go back to this spear. Actually, he's juggling his weapons. I think, yes, he is going to stick with the spear. I think that is the wiser choice here. He's had a couple mix-ups whenever he picks up the scythe coming in with like a side sig that VipR probably didn't expect coming up right as he picked it up, right upon wake up. But I think his spear play is better. If he can just tone down the signatures just a little bit. He started throwing out that side signature quite a bit this set, and it's had mixed success. Probably less success than he's actually been able to hit with it. He's been punished quite a bit for it. So if he can just be careful with that. Get these falling nairs, find these side airs, find these dares. He's going pretty even in damage right now. Nice double side air there. It's going to even up the damage. Going for the GC neutral sig. You see VipR is poised to try to punish while Crockie doesn't have his dodge.
That was a really smart option from Crockie to go for that gravity cancel neutral signature. It puts hitboxes above him as well as gives him that horizontal movement, but the side air will finish off the stock. And Crockie is on tournament stock now. The last hope for Canada could be staying in Canada, really. Not really going home here, but he could be knocked out of the tournament.
VipR gonna charge up that throw, just to put a little bit of insult to injury there before he picks up the guitars. Both players unarmed. Oh, okay.
Ground pound.
A little bit of interesting choices there coming out from VipR. He's able to continue to get the better of Crockie so far. He's looking at definitely real possibility of getting the 3-0 side air here coming out from Crockie. He needs to find something here to put VipR onto his last stock if he has any hope of coming back in this set that he's down 2 games in. The ground pound is going to be it. It's going to have a little bit more strength on it, so it is a slightly more viable kill option than it used to be in the past.
Solid damage has been built up onto Crockie, though. VipR is going to be put onto the guitars. Could go for some offstage against Crockie, but instead he's going to be on stage, main stage, looking for that neutral light recovery. Not quite in kill percent yet for Crockie, though.
He's taking damage that he really cannot afford to take here. Nice falling there. Again, is he going to look for another one? He might look for a weapon toss initiation, trying to find that safe way in. The side light into the down light. He went for the double D-light. A little bit of a risk there instead of the D-light sider because he knows that he needs to take those risks.
Yeah, it's got more damage on it if he can get the double down light, but like you're saying, it's a high risk, high reward. And there you see it. VipR knocks out the homie content Crockie. Crockie is ready and waiting for the fist bump. That means the EU dream is still alive, but the Canadian dream is unfortunately ending. They have to wake up.